So, on February 3, 1888, Jose Rizal, after a brief 6 month stay in Calamba, found himself compelled to depart from his homeland for the second time. Aboard the Zafiro, he set sail from Manila to Hong Kong. Rizal, grappling with both sickness and melancholy, bid farewell to Calamba, marking another chapter in his journeys away from home. On February 7, 1888, the steamer on which Jose Rizal was traveling made a brief stopover at Amoy. However, he disembarked due to feeling unwell, coupled with his observation of the city's unsanitary conditions, prompting his decision to leave the ship. On February 8, 1888, Rizal arrived in Hong Kong. Then a British colony, he chose to stay at the Victoria Hotel. In his accounts, Rizal described Hong Kong as a small yet exceptionally clean city. Upon arrival, he received a warm welcome from the Filipino residents, including notable figures like Jose Maria Basa, Balbino Mauricio, and Manuel Yerta. Interestingly, Rizal noted that other Filipinos in Hong Kong were generally characterized by their modest means, gentle demeanor, and timid nature. So during his time in Hong Kong, Rizal immersed himself in the local culture. He witnessed the lively celebration of the Chinese New Year, marked by the continuous explosions of the firecrackers. He attended a Chinese theater, experiencing the vibrant atmosphere created by the noisy audience and captivating music performances. Rizal also participated in a marathon laureate party, where guests were served an array of numerous dishes. Additionally, he took the opportunity to explore Hong Kong cemeteries, gaining insights into local burial practices and traditions. Notably, Rizal observed the significant wealth of the Dominican order, which stood out as the richest religious order in Hong Kong during that period. So these experiences provided Rizal with a deeper understanding of the cultural, social, and religious dynamics in Hong Kong, enriching his perspective during this phase of his travels.
So, February 1888, Rizal and Basa visited at Macau, a Portuguese colony. They boarded the ferry steamer Kung Kiam. The city was small, low, and gloomy. There were many junks, sampans, but few steamers. The city looked sad and almost dead. In this place, the stay of the human of Juan Francisco Licarnes, a Filipino married to Portuguese lady. Licarnes was rich and had a white garden planted planted with trees and flowering plants. In Macau, Rizal and Basa visited the three casino cathedral churches, pagodas, botanical garden, and bazaar. They saw the famous grotto of Commons. So, February 20, 1888, after their 2 days sojourn in Macau, Rizal and Basa returned to Hong Kong, board again on the steamer of Kung Kiam. So, February 21, 1888, Rizal and Basa went back to Hong Kong. Rizal stayed in Hong Kong for almost 2 weeks, while in Hong Kong. Joe signed the veranda and Spanish was commissioned by the Spanish authorities to spy on Rizal.
Everyone, my name is Abdurrahim Mumpat. Today, I will discuss the continuation of our report. February 22, 1888, Rizal left Hong Kong alone on board the Oceanic, an American steamer for Japan. His next destination, Rizal liked the ship because it was clean and efficiently managed. but did not like the meals on board. Other passengers, the ship were two Portuguese, two Chinese, several British, and an American woman, Protestant missionary. His cabin mate, a British Protestant missionary who lived in China for 27 years. Noong February 22, 1888, si Rizal ay umalis papunta sa Hong Kong na mag-isa. Sumakay siya sa Oceanic. May isang American na steamer para sa Japan. Ang kanyang sinunod na destination ay si Rizal daw ay tulad ng barko dahil ito ay malinis at mahusay na pamahalaan. Ngunit hindi nagustuhan ang mga pagkain sa board. So, iba pa ang mga pasahero ng barko ay dalawang Portuguese, dalawang Chinese, several British. So, at mahusay na pamahalaan at isang Amerikana na babaeng misyonero na protestante. Ang kanyang asawa ay isang British na Protestant missionary din na nabuhay sa China in 27 years. In February 28, 1888, Rizal arrived in Yokohama, Japan, and registered at the Grand Hotel. So, noong February 28, 1888, si Rizal ay nakarating sa Yokohama, Japan, at nag-register siya sa Grand Hotel. So, yun lang po. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Jose Rizal departed from the Philippines for his second journey to Europe. Jose Rizal's decision to live in the Philippines in 1888 was influenced by several factors. Rizal's novel Noli Me Tangere has been published in 1887 has been speak which spread controversy, making his presence in the Philippines creasing. As of my understanding, there might be confusion regarding February 29, 1888 as the date did not exist and the year 1888 was not a leap year and February had only 28 days in the particular year. During the journey, Rizal wrote and published in renowned novel Noli Me Tangere, which addressing the social justice and abuse under Spanish colonial rule in the Philippines. Therefore, while there may not be a specific details related up to February 29, 1888, Rizal's second trip to Europe in that year was a significant chapter in his life, marked by the historical literacy achievement and growing environment in struggle for Filipino independence.
So this is the continuation of Rizal's second trip. On April 13, 1888, Rizal boarded the Belgic, an English steamer bound for the United States. He left Japan very sad because he would never see again the beautiful land and his lover, O.C. Shan. O.C. Shan mourned for a long time the loss of her lover, Jose Rizal. Nevertheless, the sojourn in Japan for 45 was one of the happiest interludes in Rizal's life. So, noong April 13, 1888, si Rizal ay umalis ng Japan na malungkot dahil hindi na niya makikita ang kanyang minamahal na si O.C. Shan. Nagluksa si O.C. Shan dahil sa pagkawala o pag-alis ni Rizal. Kaya naman sabi ni Rizal, ang manirahan sa Japan over 45 days ay pinakamasayang pahinga sa buhay ni Rizal. On board the Belgic, he met a passenger, Teco Sukero, whom Rizal best friend. They exchanged pleasantries. Teco was a Japanese
newspaperman who was jailed in his country for his articles and principle and was exiled. Rizal talked in different languages. The ship carried 643 Chinese people and other nationalities. So nung pasakay na si Rizal, nakilala ni Rizal si Teco Suquero, kaibigan nito na isang newspaperman. Si Teco Suquero ay nakulong sa kanilang bansa dahil sa article at principle, kaya ito itinakwil o pinaalis. So, April 28, 1888, Rizal and Teco arrived in San Francisco port on Saturday morning of April 28. All passengers were not allowed to land because the ship was placed on a quarantine on the ground that it came from the Far East where cholera epidemic was alleged to be raging. So Rizal soon discovered that placing the ship under quarantine was prompted by politics. The American authorities were against cheap labor from China that displaced American laborers in railroads constructions. The ship was carrying many Chinese workers. So noong April 28, 1888, si Rizal at Teco ay nakarating sa San Francisco Sabado ng umaga nung araw ding yon. Lahat ng pasahero ay hindi pwedeng mag-land because sa lugar na yon ay may nagaganap na quarantine dahil sa cholera epidemic na naging dahilan ng gulo. So after a week of quarantine, all first-class passengers, include Rizal, were permitted to land, but the Chinese and Japanese passengers of the second and third class accommodation were forced to remain on board. So makaraan ng ilang araw ng quarantine iyon, si Rizal at iba pa ang pinayagang makalis o makalabas, ngunit ang ibang Chinese at Japan passengers ay nananatili doon. So that's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. I am Gimba Baby Panhundi and today I will discuss the continuation of our topic, the Rizal's second trip to the abroad. On May 4, 1888, it was the day when Rizal and other passengers were permitted to land. Rizal registered at the Palace Hotel, a first-class hotel in the city of San Francisco. In that city, he stayed for 2 days. During that time, the President of USA is George Cleveland. On May 6, 1888, Rizal left San Francisco, Oakland, a distance of 9 miles, on a Sunday at 4:30 p.m. by ferryboat in Oakland. When we say ferryboat, it is a boat used to transport passengers, vehicles, etc. across a river or the lake. He took his supper at Sacramento for 75 cents and slept in his coach. Naghapunan siya sa Sacramento sa halagang 75 cents at natulog sa coach. On May 7, 1888, Rizal boarded a train for a trip across the continent. Noong May 7, 1888, nagrenta si Rizal isang train para makapaglakbay sa iba't ibang lugar. May 7 at Reno, Nevada, May 8 at Utah, Ogden, Denver, May 9 at Colorado, May 10 at Nebraska, May 11 at Chicago, May 12 at Canada, an English territory, and May 13 at Albany. His transcontinental trip ended on Sunday, May 13 at 11:10 a.m. May 13, 1888, Rizal reached New York on a Sunday morning. He stayed 3 days in the city which Rizal called the Big Town. He visited the memorial of George Washington and other scenic and historic places. The George Washington Museum National Memorial is a museum designed to educate the world about George Washington, the man in the Mason. On May 16, 1888, he left New York for Liverpool on board the city of Rome, the second largest ship of the world during his time. Rizal visited the colossal Statue of Liberty on Bidlow Island. Colossal statue is presented the statue to recognize America as a champion of liberty and encourage the French to support the same ideals.